Hey everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Snapchat. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. Today we have Dekkster. Dekkster, how are you doing, my man? And just as we went live here, you told me that you were born ready. This is the moment you've been waiting for a long time. Welcome to the Snapchat, my friend.
I knew it would happen eventually. Cozy would tap out and I'd be here in my rightful place as co-host of Snapchats.
Man, it's so funny that you mentioned that. Cozy's obviously on location in China right now, and we do wish him the best as he starts the Marvel Rivals Ignite tournament, casting it and hosting it. But in the meantime, I actually have a bit of a fun story for you, Dekkster. So I don't know if you know this, but I live kind of like outside of Toronto, but on a survey that's like the last one before it turns into like vineyards and like a bunch of farmland. Okay, so we get a lot of animals in our survey because like it's like kind of the first survey they wander into. And so, anyways, we've had a raccoon ripping apart everything on our property, like my kids' toys, the garbages, ripping up everything. And this has happened before. And I tend to try to be like very good with the animals. Like we have like all these like humane traps. We trap the animals, then like we release them like kind of like down the street in a vineyard and stuff like that. I've done that with squirrels that have been like trapped in like our attic or our walls or something random. But like, anyways, so we have this raccoon. And last time we had a raccoon do this, it actually tore a massive hole in our roof. And then what happened is we only realized the hole was there when it rained. And my daughter was like, "Hey, Daddy, it's raining in my room." And so that's bad, right? So listen to this, Dex. So I'm always like, you got to put a trap out. You got to get this raccoon, right? I'm like, all right, great. And I know you're probably thinking Alex probably caught a rabid raccoon. And this is where the story's going. Not at all. I put out the trap. The trap says you're supposed to put cat food in there to attract the raccoon. So anyways, day goes by. It's nighttime into morning. And I wake up in the morning, I actually go to get something in like the rear yard where I put the trap, but I forgot the trap was there. I open the gate door and I walk in, and all of a sudden I get sprayed by a skunk, right?
No.
I get sprayed by a skunk, and it's a skunk that is now trapped in the cage. I trapped a skunk, one of the only animals that you cannot effectively move in a cage, nor can you effectively release it. And I just got sprayed. And in my defense, the spray was like kind of like a warning shot. Like it wasn't like a full out, like I got smoked by it, but I definitely was like, yeah, these clothes are going in the garbage. Dude, I was like watching YouTube videos, trying to figure out how to get rid of this skunk. And then like people like were quoting us like $300 for the skunk. And that's just to open the cage, not even like relocate the skunk, just open the cage and let it go. You know what I had to do, dude? I had to get a blanket and I had to slowly sneak up on the skunk while he's staring at me and literally lifting his butt at my head, okay? And then I slowly, over like 5 minutes, lowered the blanket over the cage so that he calmed down. Once he calmed down, I waited about a minute. I stood over the cage like I was straddling it like a horse and just lifted the gate, and the skunk just like waddled away. It just like went do and waddled away. I'm like, oh man, I should have told my neighbors, because he wandered right into the backyard where there was like dogs, and then the dogs started barking. I was like, oh bro, I just went inside. That's my story for today.
Oh my! Why don't you record this stuff? I feel like you have all these crazy stories. Like this is content, man.
Well, I don't have a video of me getting initially sprayed because I was kind of caught by surprise by it, to be honest with you. But I do have pictures of the skunk. Maybe I'll throw one or two up on the screen here.
That'd be good. I have no skunk stories. I'm so sorry you got sprayed.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't the worst. And you know what happened? My daughter was like, my kids were in the house. And they're like, everything smells. It smells. Because it was like right outside my house. And these things reek, man. It was awful. Yeah. And it smelled in the house. And the kids were all crying because it smelled so bad. And you can't even open the windows because it smells horrible outside too. So we took them to like one of those indoor places to like calm down for a little bit. So anyways, if you're going to be like, catching wild animals, don't catch skunks because they are a pain in the ass. But I don't think you needed me to tell you that. Dekkster, how was your week?
My week was good. No skunk attacks. My dog pooped on my rugs this morning.
Okay.
Nice. That's about it. But that's not too bad. Cleaning up a rug versus getting sprayed by a skunk, I'll take it. What else? That's it. I've just played a lot of Marvel Snap. I'm actually enjoying the game a lot, which is maybe a hot take, but yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You're enjoying Marvel Snap?
Yeah.
Would you like to expand on that?
Well, I think it's the best digital card game still. I still feel like it's a lot of fun if you're playing the right stuff. Also, maybe I'm a little biased because I like have a full collection, compared to like the normal player. But are you not enjoying it? It's good.
No, I've been thoroughly enjoying Marvel Snap. I'm
Oh,
still one of
okay.
the few enjoyers of Marvel Snap. It's just that is it a hot take? Perhaps. I mean, I was literally just watching you play C4, so maybe that was
Yeah,
part of your enjoyment.
C4 is good. It's really good right now. Yeah, we'll see if the new season changes anything, but I don't think it will.
But yeah, like I honestly have been enjoying Marvel Snap. I think that the Grand Arena has been a great inclusion into the game. I'm really hoping that they continue to lean into the Grand Arena. In fact, I had kind of floated the idea in prior weeks that I think it would be cool if like there was like 10 arena commanders every single month. Like get rid of Conquest, like whatever. I know there's people like Conquest, whatever, get rid of it. And then what you do is you have what you like Conquest?
No, I think it's bad. They should delete it. I don't know how they would bring it as like a limited mode because it's like infinite conquest. You have to like grind tickets or whatever. But it made my hair fall out. That's why I'm bald because I played conquest like last week.
That's fair. What I had suggested was every single month, what you do is you have like 10 new champions or commanders, and they all have their own unique skills. And those 10 rotate every single month. So one month it's like the Avengers. The next month it's like Null's minions. The next month it's villains of whatever, Heralds of Galactus or whatever, right? And they rotate every single month. I thought that would have been cool because I actually really liked the game mode. I actually thought that the initial original energy, like the extra energy, I should say, that they gave you made a huge difference. Starting turn one with 2 energy completely changes all the lines in the way you play the game outside of just the skill. Like, I really like that new game mode.
Yeah, I loved it, especially like for the first day. I played so much of it, and I planned on playing more of it, and then it turned into like tech slop,
Yeah.
which I didn't really enjoy. I think they adjusted that, but I feel like it was a little bit too late. And at that point, I just prefer playing ladder because I like seeing my number go up or down. Um, but I think Grand Arena has a lot of potential. I do like the idea of like getting rid of pre-builds and just
Yeah.
having, or sorry, keeping the pre-builds, getting rid of the customs, and then they could just cycle through them and adjust them so nothing's too OP. And I think that'd be really fun. I think it's really good for new players. But I know a lot of people tried it out. I tried to get a lot of my old friends who like quit. They used to really love Snap and then they quit. I was like, "Hey, come try out this new mode and see if it's fun. Like it's free to play." And they just uninstalled again. They just didn't like it enough to bring them back in. But we'll see. I mean, it's like Commander of Snap. That's kind of cool, right?
It is cool. And I think one of the challenges though, and I had like I have one particular friend who like stopped playing Snap a little while ago, and I had told him to give the game a shot. And I think what he said was essentially is like, it's an insurmountable hill to climb to try to catch up. Like he doesn't want to be competitive, but when he's playing, he wants to be competitive again. Like when he starts to get back into it, he wants to be able to do that. And he watches my like top 10 video, whatever. He's like, I can't build any of these. And I've been even incorporating like budget versions of stuff. And sometimes he still can't even build those. So it's like, I understand the frustration, right? And it's almost like, well, you're back in it, and then like, you're playing these pre-built decks, and then you're getting hit with Enchantress Shang-Chi like on turn 5 and 6, or even sometimes a discounted version of them on 6 both together. So yeah, like I absolutely agree. There's a lot of tech slop. Pre-built versus pre-built matchmaking and custom versus custom matchmaking might have been an option as well. But I actually really liked the first day. It was awesome when the meta wasn't figured out. That first day playing pre-builts, it really was the best. Now, you did mention C4. We talked about the Grand Arena, but what we have not yet talked about is whether or not the meta is going to completely shift under the weight of Galactus Fantastic Four First Steps. Dekkster, this is now the new premium season pass card. It'll cost you $10 to unlock Galactus Fantastic Four First Steps. And yes, you're seeing some very high production value on this here podcast. We're scrolling right through the blog. You're getting the official blog stuff here. Galactus First Steps L612 that reads, my Herald is the next character I see you play. End of turn, +2 power if you're winning my Herald's location. And that happens whether Galactus is in hand or in play. Dekkster, what are you thinking?
I think that last text there, if hand or in play, is kind of what kills the card. I think he's going to be not great. I feel like Red Hulk's just straight up better. If he gained power while he was in your deck, I think he'd be something good. Then you can like try and do some lockjaw blink sort of stuff where you pull him out of your deck, or you kind of just throw him in some hella deck and try and just bring him out. I feel like you have to cheat him out. And at that point, I still feel like there's a lot of better options out there. End of turn stuff is cool. Well, not really. It's kind of frustrating in its current state. And I think, yeah, like Invisible Woman end of turn stuff is not going to fit this in it. So it's a bit weird. And I think it's going to be one of the weaker season pass cards we've seen in like a year. I could be wrong. Okay. I hope I'm wrong. It's a cool card. It's a cool concept. I like Galactus as a character, but I just think he's not enough.
That's a very interesting take. That's not what I expected. So from a star rating perspective, we usually do 1 to 5 stars. What do you think in star rating?
Like, okay, there's 6 turns, right? Usually.
Yeah, 6 to 7.
He's like
turns.
a 624, like at best case scenario. And
yeah,
like Red Hulk's
I wouldn't even expect
similar.
that. Yeah, assume that he gets to like 616 or 618 regularly. Is that good enough for you?
No, because you might as well just run Red Hulk or any other thing. You have to cheese this in some other way. I feel like you have to, like, I don't know, get this out early and then Arnim him, but then he's just 20 power in 2 lanes or whatever. Like, you might as well just do some null stuff. I would give this like a 3.
3 stars. Okay, much lower than I was expecting. I do mirror some of the concerns you have, but I'm going to be going with a 4-star rating. I do think that it's maybe slightly better than you're giving it credit for. It starts at vanilla Hulk stats, right? 612. Like, that's literally what vanilla Hulk is. And now, if you think about the Giganto buff, it makes sense because it is so easy for this to get into that range. Destroyer is a 616, and you only need 2 winning location procs to get there, right? And so, like, yeah, we had blobs that got to like insanely stupid powers. Like, we're kind of used to those types of things. But if we're thinking about like what Galactus First Steps might actually do, first of all, it feels like Sanctorum the card a little bit because you're going to be battling for particular locations, right? And I think that even if it only procs twice, you're still at 616, right? Like, that's still pretty good. Yeah, Red Hulk can get above that, but Red Hulk is relying on your opponent to float energy. Whereas with this, you're kind of holding your own destiny. And you could be playing cards or even like these tempo mid-range style decks that try to take advantage of the fact that you're trying to earn initiative, keep initiative, and win these locations. I don't know, man. I think it might be slightly better than 3. But again, I don't see it as a 5-star card either. But it still feels like a potentially powerful card in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's good. He's very flavorful. And usually the season pass cards are good. So maybe I'm like missing some sort of interaction. But I'm definitely going to mess with them, but I feel like there's just better alternatives. I don't know. Maybe when they made him, they expected him to be in like Fantastic Card decks or something, just making these big end of turn decks. So,
yeah, I'm not sure. But I do think that 612 like is a pretty high stat line. Like, I feel like if this card were released like 2 years ago, I bet you it would have released at 610. I feel like they juiced it by 2 power for like the season pass plot armor. And also, if it's underperforming, you know they're gonna buff it. Like, let's be honest. It's I don't know, man. I don't see it underperforming like wild. Like, I don't see it wildly underperforming expectations. Like, do you think this is like in line of like the likes of like a Blink? Like, is that kind of like a good card for the month and largely forgotten about? Or do you think this is like better or worse than that?
Well, I think there's a new card coming out that we'll go over shortly that Blink kind of gets ruined by.
Yes.
And it'll definitely check this sort of interaction if it does end up becoming good. So that's another like concern I have. Like, this is coming out, but they're also immediately releasing something that might be the bane of his existence. But yeah, I almost feel like a Hulkling's better than this, just for the surprise interaction.
That is an insanely hot. There is no way Hulkling is better than Galactus First Steps. There's no way. Like, buddy, have you been sipping on grape juice over there or what?
I wish, dude. Grape juice is great, but I don't know. Hulkling's good. I just got ruined by a Hulkling today when I was playing C4 because they played it and it hit a freaking leader, and the leader copied all my 4-cost cards. Like, what are the odds? But then that stuff is just very surprising. Another thing about Galactus, which is similar to Red Hulk, is I think your opponent's gonna know like his size, right? Yeah. They're gonna know like how girthy he is, and like they're gonna see what's coming and they're gonna be able to play around it, and then you're just absolutely crushed by I don't know, a Juggernaut, an NTW, whatever. It's very easy to play around stuff like this.
I don't think anyone's ever used the term girth on this podcast. I'm glad you're the first. It's a very, very appropriate statement around Galactus as a whole, especially in those trailers. I haven't seen Fantastic Four the movie yet, but he does seem girthy. But
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, man. I can't get out. It's so hard to get out and leave the house for a bit. And even if I got to watch it, I have to go by myself.
No, we should stop recording. You should go. We should go when we're in PAX. I'll watch it again.
Yeah. Okay. It's an option.
It's so good, dude. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
All right.
We'll think about it.
We'll actually have to mention that later. We gotta pin that conversation because we have to talk about PAX later because we might have some cool stuff to talk about there. But anyways, finally on Galactus here, it's going to be the season pass. So it's going to cost you that $10 kind of admission to get into Galactus First Step. So perhaps maybe they said, okay, last season was a little spicy with the Fantastic Four. We came in a little hot with Mr. Fantastic. So on that note, it's not the greatest comparison. They're very different cards. But as a whole, do you feel like Galactus Fantastic Four First Steps is weaker than the likes of a Mr. Fantastic Four First Steps?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's not even close?
Oh, it's not even close. Mr. Fantastic First Steps is like a S tier card. He's like 5 out of 5. This card is questionable at best, I think. He's fantastic. Yeah, I hope... I really hope I'm missing some sort of interaction and he'll actually be good because I think that'd be fun. But I don't know, if you release an OP season pass card, everyone's like, oh, it's pay to win. But if you release a lackluster one, it's like, why didn't they release a better one? And people complain about that. So I don't know. You can't win with that. I'm okay with a mid season pass card, you know?
Yeah. And I remember when Gilgamesh came out, people said that was mid. They buffed it by like what? 1? I don't remember, 1 or 2 power. And now it's been like carrying that entire archetype on its back. It's so crazy what 1 or 2 power will do. A lot of people will suggest that like 1 power means nothing, but like realistically, when was the last time you played Nocturne? Right? Oh, you just played C4. Not a fair question. You might have been playing Nocturne.
I played him a lot. I play him a lot. Yeah. Well, Nocturne is pretty good. C4.
I asked the wrong person. My example got completely shot down. That's anybody else. It would not have been. It would have been a better example, but not with you. But anyways, man, Galactus First Steps, that is going to be the premium season pass card. But that's not all, because if you love spending money, we got a super premium season pass card. Now, there's 2 parts to this conversation. One, yes, they're doing the super premium season pass again, and I'll like to hear your thoughts on that. And then 2, the super premium season pass card, which takes me practice to even say that sentence over and over again, is a 3/4. Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four First Steps. It reads, end of turn. If you're winning this location with an on-reveal card, copy its text. First of all, Dekkster, what do you think of Second Inner going back to the well with the super premium season pass card?
I was hoping they wouldn't do this again. I thought this was going to be like a variant or something different, not another card. So it's interesting. I don't think the card is super good, so maybe that makes it less bad, but also I just wish they wouldn't do that. I feel like they were kind of on the right track with monetization, with the packs and everything, making, it kind of easier for people to catch up. But then they started releasing twice as many cards, and now there's like a super premium pass, so that kind of just ruins it. And I think it's creating even like a larger barrier for like free-to-play players or new players. So kind of sucks.
Do you remember that pocket of time where they did a massive series drop and announced, then released snap packs? Do you remember that pocket of time where it felt like all was right in the world and we had hope? We had actual hope that things were going to turn for the better. And then I remember first hearing that there was a good chance they'd be releasing more cards. And I was like, no, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Don't do it. Like, that's not the problem. And interestingly enough, like speaking with, I spoke with Dara a few weeks back, and Dara said like, more cards is great. Keep the meta fresher. And was all for it. And I was like, well, what about the hamster wheel? What about this hamster wheel we're all on? Well, we're like running on this hamster wheel, and like the snap packs aren't accommodating the amount of tokens we need for all the cards being released. And now there's the super premium season pass. And then like, there's all these things happening. Dekkster, what are we supposed to do? Do we just keep having to spend money to advance our collections? Is that the solution? And right now it's a Series 4 card. Dekks, there's nothing that stops them from changing this to a Series 5 and then further pushing free-to-play players down the line even further. That's what really scares me too. And people said Fantasticar was going to be mid too. Fantasticar was supposed to be mid or not even relevant till the end of the season. 3 days in, Fantasticar's Evo decks were like near top of the meta. So I'm a little scared.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they just need to have more series drops. Like if they're gonna do this, they just need more series drops. I also wish this was like straight to PAX as well. I think that'd be great if we could just open a Series 4 pack and get it instead of buying the season pass. That's kind of annoying. It's like the same as a Kid Omega situation, to I think a lesser degree. But like Kid Omega, it's like people who spent $100 or whatever had access to them for like a month before everyone else, or was it even longer than that?
Yeah.
Like if this card does end up being good, people don't want to spend an additional $10, just have to wait a month, and I think that's not cool because then it is more pay to win. It's hard to escape the pay to win allegations.
It definitely is, and I think that they're obviously trying to throw a lot of monetization strategies at the wall to see what sticks and what works and how much like we'll tolerate as a fan base, right? Which is the unfortunate reality. Obviously, their business, they have to make money, and a card game has to sell cards in some way. But I feel like we're still not there as to like where the equilibrium is between being fair and being a little ridiculous sometimes. And I really hope that we never see the Omega Red situation again. That was obviously egregious compared to what this is. I think that the Super Premium Season Pass is easier to digest than what happened with Omega Red. Am I saying Omega Red? Kid Omega.
You are.
Yeah. Good old Omega Red pissing everyone off. Yeah. But actually, you might be playing C5 for all I know with him. Actually, did he get buffed? I don't remember Omega Red's stat line right now.
I think he's 6.
He's a 4/6
I tried him
now?
in C6. I think
They changed his ability to do additional power. That's what it was. Man, it's been a while since I played some Omega Red. But anyways, let's actually talk about Silver Surfer first steps. Dekks, what do you think? Star rating, initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were I think she's going to be pretty good in Surfer because you could play her early on the lane. As long as you don't put another on reveal in her lane, like she's not going to copy the text. So then you can follow up much later with the Silver Surfer, and basically she's like absorbing man but inverted and also costs less, which is pretty nice. But it's I talked about this on my stream, and a lot of people who are like higher rank, like top 10, they were saying that Surfer players don't try and win the Surfer lane, and you have to be winning the location in order for this to go off. Generally, they go tall in a couple lanes. You play Surfer in a lane you're kind of throwing, so you don't really want to try to win this. Or maybe Silver Surfer is not the actual target. Not the old Silver Surfer is not the target for this. Maybe you're going for something else. I don't know. Maybe you just go for an extra Gwenpool.
Yeah, true. Gwenpool will actually legit proc this, and that could be potentially huge, especially in like the buff iterations of Surfer we're seeing. And I actually agree. You didn't give the star rating, but I was thinking in the 3.5, like 3-star range. Like I almost concede hitting the 4-star range, but I have some issues with it. And I do agree absolutely. Like, yes, it's a proc on Silver Surfer. However, one of the things about Silver Surfer is it used to play like the Hope Summers into something like a Sarah on turn 7. You do have turn 6, sorry, you have 7 energy, which allows you to play the Absorbing Man. The advantage to this, of course, is that it gets buffed because it's a 3 cost by the Silver Surfer itself. So yeah, it gets a little bit of extra power. I actually agree. I think Gwenpool is probably one of the best versions for it. However, something else I was thinking about is if you're going with like the Galactus First Step stuff, which again is like a mini Sanctum Sanctorum, what if you were trying to buff that Galactus? What if you played this onto a location, right? This is your Herald, which honestly could very well be the case. And then you follow it up with like a Drax, which sounds crazy. But what if you're playing Galactus First Steps, is there a chance, I know it's cope, I know you're laughing, I know it's cope, but is there a chance you're playing cards that want to take advantage of like where the Herald is, anticipating opponent playing there, and then all of a sudden you have a Silver Surfer first, Fantastic Four First Steps. Why is everything so hard to say? Why is the Super Premium Season Pass, everything's Fantastic Four First Steps? The names are too long, Dekkster. They're too damn long. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like there's going to be opportunities for this to double dip on some of these on reveal effects, especially with the Galactus First Steps.
Yeah, I don't know if Drax is the way to go. I feel like you're committing too much just to buff your Galactus.
It was a 4-drop. It was just a natural transition. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of wins his lane. He has a strong on reveal, so I get that. But there's probably good stuff out there that I'm not thinking of. But yeah, Gwenpool's kind of like top of mind, and just showing this in a Surfer deck. But of course, this could just be in any deck. It doesn't have to be a Surfer deck. Like the OG Surfer, it's still Surfer, so it's a little confusing. But the OG Surfer decks might not need Lady Surfer in them. Like maybe this just goes in something I'm not even thinking of, which is just like what there was that like good cards deck that just ran a bunch of hand buff stuff, and you ran Gwenpool, symbiote spider, like that sort of thing. Maybe this is the way. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Now,
I feel like this is. Sorry, I think this is actually like a 4-star, and the more I think about it, the more good I think it is, which is bad. I think I wish this was like the non-premium and Galactus was maybe the premium. I don't know. Maybe it ends up sucking, but
I think Galactus is going to be better than this.
Really,
I suspect so. I like disagreeing for what it's worth. I think that Galactus is likely going to be a very steady power output. Like, I think that it's going to be a massive drop on turn 6 very frequently. Like, massive. And sometimes that's not the only way to win games of Marvel Snap, right? Like, that's not the only way you win, just big card. There's a reason why Blob doesn't see as much play as it used to. But I do think the Galactus first steps is probably going to be bigger than maybe you're anticipating.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope he's very girthy.
Yeah, there's girth again. Now, one thing I was thinking about was Silver Surfer and the first steps version of Silver Surfer, of course, was the toxic versions of Silver Surfer that often ran like you have Hazmat at 3 costs now. And I was thinking about how with the send a turn effect, you're likely to be clearly winning this lane, and maybe you can double proc the Hazmat and then do something along the lines of like, you have the classic Odin combos with those types of decks. That's somewhere I wanted to try to test it. I don't think it would work necessarily in like traditional Toxic, because really you just want the -1 on the board, and then like you allow your Diamondback and other stuff to do the carrying alongside Ajax. But I do think that there's probably a Toxic Surfer deck that'll go pretty hard here, double dipping on that Hazmat based effect. So anyways, that's a little cope from me. Was there anything else you wanted to kind of end the conversation on Silver Surfer Fantastic Four first steps?
I just think it's going to be better than Galactus, and we'll have to see. I hope you're right and I'm wrong. I hope Galactus is better. But yeah, like the more I think about this, I think it just goes in a non-Surfer deck.
Galactus or the Surfer?
Surfer. Surfer doesn't go in the old Surfer deck, which, God, this is so confusing.
It's true. Like, I can absolutely see that happening. It's effective. It's basically like an end of turn Absorbing Man, like you mentioned prior. And although we don't play lots of Absorbing Man right now, like I don't feel like we're not cooking with Absorbing Man either. Like, that was a card that was actually nerfed when we were doing all the Brood Absman type stuff all the time. The cards got brought down. And then this feels like the end of turn variant of it. And we have a lot of support for end of turn in like Fantastic Car. And obviously, of course, with the Invisible Woman first steps as well. The only thing is, though, is that once this copies the card's text, it no longer is an end of turn card, correct?
Yeah, it's just going to copy it and turn into it, just like a Mystique does or a Prodigy does.
Yeah. Wow. So that is Silver Surfer Fantastic Four first steps. My friend, we have a bunch of cards coming out in the Spotlight caches as well. The 2 cards we're just talking about were just paid cards.
Spotlight caches.
That's right. Oh, did I say Spotlight caches? I meant Snap Packs. I'm confused. What can I say? We have Stardust coming out on August 5th. We have Frankie, Raye Nova on August 12th. You have the Fallen One on August 19th. And then finally, you have the Cosmic Ghost Rider on August 26th. Those will be Series 5 seasonal packs. We're going to start our conversation here with Stardust. Stardust is a Series 5 card with text that reads, ongoing. Cards can't be added to locations except by playing or moving them. This is a 4/7, and I am seeing lots of concern about this card. But before we get into Stardust, you are paying the kitten tax right now. You have to introduce us, please. Introduce the people to your beautiful kitten.
He's going to run away right now. Oh my God, he's just stabbed me.
Disaster.
It's 7. He's a big boy. He's 17 pounds. But he was messing with my audio stuff. I didn't want him to disconnect me in the middle of the pod recording. That would have been bad.
That's okay. He could have. It's okay. We would have survived.
There's another one down there. You can kind of see her. Oh, yeah, you can see her face. See?
Yeah,
right
you can definitely see her. What's her name?
That's Clover. She's tiny. She's 13 pounds. Do you have any cats?
Yeah, we had two. One of them recently passed away. Well, very recently, it's been probably a year. Her name was Mittens. She was a pure calico Persian. And we have another cat called Snowball, who is a white Persian as well. And he sometimes comes around, but like he doesn't usually jump up. He's very like, he'll just just fall asleep on the ground. Like he's very like, no one bother me. Like he'll disappear. If anybody, if he hears a voice that's not anyone from our family, he hides. Like he's very just like in the shadows sleeping.
And then you're just feeding his food to skunks now.
Yeah, that's exactly. We took his food. We tried to catch a raccoon with it. Instead, caught a skunk. And I mean, they say that cats have a very sensitive ability to smell things, a sense of smell. So that's probably why he stays away from me now, because I probably still smell like the skunk. I actually did throw away those clothes, but my wife said I could not wash them. Anyways, Stardust.
Mess up the washing machine.
I know. I don't know, man. She's like, nah, these are getting thrown out. But also, for the record, my wife loves throwing my clothes away. Like, I'm the kind of person, like, literally, I have clothes that I've worn since I was, like, in grade 6. Like, I have things that, like, I've had for so long. Even if they fit me a little big when I was younger, I still wear them to this day. And I have clothes that, like, I was wearing when I visited my nieces, like, when they were born in the hospital, like, 16 years ago, and I still have them. I wear them on stream all the time. It's a lot of Adidas stuff. But, like, but yeah, I don't buy clothes at all. At all. I wear stuff that I've had for years and years and years.
You're a big guy. Like, you're tall. Not wide. You're tall.
I'm getting
you're
a little
tall
wider
guy.
too. A lot of people think, actually, that's funny you say that. A lot of people think I'm really small. Like, it's something I've heard a lot of times.
Until I met you. Yeah, I said you gave short king energy. But you're
I don't know what that
tall.
means.
You're tall. You're like you're almost as tall as like Ben Brode. You're like 6'4" or something.
I'm not 6'4". If I stand very, very, very straight, maybe if you round up a bit, I'm 6'2". Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm surprised you're wearing the same clothes as when you were 16. There's no way.
I was a goalie. I was a soccer goalie, and I was really tall. Like by grade 9, I was actually really tall, and I kind of was like over 6 feet tall then. And I kind of carried my goalkeeping career just because I was way taller than all the other kids, and I just kind of stopped growing. Now I just fill out wide. That's my current trajectory, is nice and wide.
Just go to Costco. Buy some clothes there.
Dude, that's funny. Just go to Costco. Do you realize I'm not making this up? I go to Costco almost every day. I walk to one. It takes me a little bit of time, but I walk. That's like my walking exercise. I walk to Costco. I walk through the aisles. And then a lot of buddies who they buy things like high profile items. Like if they buy like a washer and dryer or a computer or whatever, they'll tell me, because the moment it goes on sale, I text them and go like, hey, come back, get your money back. Because like they price protect, right? And because I'm always there, or if something goes clearance priced, I'm on top of it because I know. Like I know all the pricing fluctuations because I'm there almost every single day. I should literally have a channel on YouTube about Costco, and like I know there's people that do Costco hauls, but that they're fake news compared to what I'm capable of. Like I know the ins and outs of their inventory. I know their strategies. I know where they move products. I know when they receive products. I know everything about the Costco. Like it's insane. I shouldn't be even saying this. It's borderline embarrassing, honestly.
It is a little bit, but it's kind of cool at the same time, you know? Like you should capitalize on that. I think you're going to make them go bankrupt if you save everyone so much money.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the case, but we still have not really talked about Stardust. A lot of people are scared about this card. They're scared about Stardust, man.
That's why I've been delaying the talk about Stardust. He's
really
terrifying.
You're scared? I don't see it, man. I don't see the reason why to be scared of this card. I see why, like in the worst possible case, if this card becomes extremely meta, then like it takes a massive dump on like a million cards, including one of my favorite in Marvel Snap right now, which is Fenris Wolf, because I play a ton of Fenris in Surfer, like a lot of people are. Stardust prevents Fenris like from bringing a card on the field of play, right? Like it's going to do a lot. It hits way more cards than you think. But at the same time, it doesn't have any offensive capabilities outside of like Sentry, basically. Like there's very few offensive capabilities. And I don't think you play a card like this just for its stats and for its defensive side. Like I don't think this actually makes 12 card decks. Despite the fact that the effect is scary, I'm going 2 stars. I'm going on the low end here. I don't think this is going to be meta relevant. And I've been wrong from time to time.
2 stars is pretty low. I mean, everyone's terrified of this. He ruins M'Baku.
Oh my god. M'Baku? You killed M'Baku?
kills Mbaku counter, Blink, Lockjaw stuff, Hella stuff,
All these
Fenris Wolf.
extremely meta cards so far.
He does enable some things like Sentry, and Gladiator. So
No, you want to
there's
destroy
that
things
he,
with Gladiator. Gladiator's effects generally a positive.
sometimes I guess it depends on the situation, but then he's just a straight 3/8 with no downside.
Gamers not playing Fenris Wolf.
Yeah, well, I guess if they're playing Fenris Wolf, you don't even care.
Yeah, you're popping
this
off that
just-
Gladiator, then bringing that thing back. Come on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think he's going to be. He's also a 3/7 because he goes in a Zabu deck. I think he's scary. Maybe he goes in some sort of ongoing deck. I don't know. I think the fact that he just shuts things down is just not. It's terrifying.
So what you're saying is because this is a 4-cost card, Tech Slop just got sloppier.
Yeah, a little bit probably. I don't know if it makes the cut over like a Chi or an Enchantress, but I feel like it's just not a healthy card to be out there. It's like the Hella counter. It's the Hella counter I wish I had a year ago.
What but Hella, I mean, yeah, of course, Cosmo's harder to hit and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a huge counter to that. But I feel like it kind of solves a problem that we don't necessarily have. And it also, you know what, though, at the same time, it is probably the reason why they felt so confident to buff something like Doom 2099 going into the Invisible Woman First Steps. Because when they did that, I'm like, why? Why would they buff Doom 2099 going into Fantastic Four Invisible Woman First Steps? I said that name all backwards, but whatever, you know what I mean. Probably because of Stardust. Because technically you have what turns off Doom 2099, right? And Doctor Doom.
Yeah. I think they should buff 2099 more then. Yeah, this shuts off Doom. Shuts off Scarlet Spider, Brood, Sinister.
Ultron.
There's a lot of things that this just completely counters. And I think that's, just not healthy.
Offensively, you could use Doc Ock with it, I guess. That's a 4/8 with no downside then.
Yeah, but I don't know if 4/8's even worth it anymore.
That's right. You got all these chonkies. All these chonky 4/10s. 4/8's nothing. Okay. All right. I see the concern. So star rating, what are you going to give it?
I was can you give halves?
I try to go fulls. Cozy's always done halves. We frown upon it slightly, but you're allowed to.
If it's frowned upon, I'll say
no, I gave a half. I gave 3.5 to a card earlier today.
I'll give it a 3.
So you think it's
even
slightly
though I'm
better?
of it, I would give it like a 3.5, maybe leaning on 4. I think it's one of those cards that's like hard to tell because if it becomes too good, people just stop playing those decks.
Stop playing
right?
Marvel
But
Snap of a card like this is too good.
Yeah, people were saying they're like, I'm quitting until Stardust is nerfed. They were saying that in my chat. I was like, grow up, man. You're exaggerating a little bit.
I was going to say possibly an over-exaggeration slightly.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not one I'm excited to see at all. And I think it's just going to be a purely frustrating card because I hate seeing cards that just don't allow me to do what my deck wants to do.
And that's probably the major concern, right? We really don't want cards that don't allow you to play your deck, right? Like this literally shuts down like your actual deck for the most part, right? And I think that like there's reasons why Marvel Snap tries to limit things that like discard from your discard from your opponent's hand and stuff like that because it can be so frustrating to interact with. This here is extremely frustrating from a tech perspective, and they had to make it a 4-drop. They couldn't make it a 5. They couldn't had to be a 4-drop. Had to go into the tech slot with Enchantress and Shangers and everything like that. But here's the question for you, from me for you: is this card better than Galactus First Steps?
I think so.
Oh my, what?
Well, I gave him a 3. That's why I'd give this a 3.5, and then I give Silver Surfer a 4. I feel like it's logical. But I think this is one of those cards where, like, as it comes out, if you lose to this, you're like, that's busted, dude. That's a S tier card, and I just got wrecked. But like, is Mobius a 5 out of 5 card?
No, but you can use Mobius offensively, right? Even though technically, like, Pixie's not great. Like, there's opportunities to use Mobius in an offensive manner, right? Like, even in a lot of the decks that run Enchantress outside of, like, the pure tech slop stuff, you're often running Enchantress so you can like turn off the Typhoids and stuff like that, right? Yeah, and that's even Cope. That deck's not seeing much play now either. But now they think about it, people are just running Enchantress because of the, if you want to make a good deck, this is what you do. You put Zabu in it, you do Enchantress, Shang-Chi, Galacta, and Gwenpool, and then get a random other bunch of cards and just just throw it in there. And the deck is probably fine, right? So now you're saying Stardust is the 5th card in the slot.
Maybe, and then you also run Psylocke, so you make sure you get a 4-drop out on 3. That's probably Cope, but I don't know. I'm just concerned about the potential of this card. I think you have to really look at the meta. It could just really counter. It's a tech card, and if it counters what's popular out there, then sure. Does it counter my Cerebro deck? No. So it'll be totally fine.
C2
maybe this goes into C7.
C2 gets roughed up hard because C2 gets hit like Brood and Sinister will not generate cards.
Yeah, C3 loses Makari. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But other than that, like, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't think this card needs to exist. I think that's kind of like what people are kind of starting to feel like. This card is answering to a problem we don't really have, right? Like, do we need to? Is this a tech piece that we even needed in Marvel Snap? Like, you know what I mean? Just get rid of this. Like, we don't even want it.
Maybe this is to stop people from pulling out Galactus first steps early or something. You know, like just cheesing it out with Lockjaw or Blink or something. This is why it's here.
But who the hell's playing Lockjaw or Blink right now?
I'm playing Blink. You don't play Blink Electro Ramp stuff?
No.
You don't play Nocturne and you don't play any cards anymore.
I don't play any cards at all. I try to load with like an empty deck and it just tells me I can't do it. Then I uninstall the game. All right, that's probably enough of a conversation about Stardust. Dekkster is scared. Alex is skeptical. And then we got Frankie, Raye, and Nova. I'm actually super excited about this card. And Frankie, Raye, Nova is a Series 5 card, as all these are. It's a 2/3, and the text reads, after the next time you play a 6-cost card, double this card's power. Dude, you just play 1 6-cost, and this is a 2/6? Lizard in shambles. What are your thoughts on Frankie, Raye, Nova?
I'm excited about this. Maybe Frankie, Raye, Nova and Galactus First Steps have some sort of synergy where you just keep stacking that lane and then you just slam Galactus First Steps on one lane and then she doubles. I've been messing around with like merge hand buff stuff for a while and I really enjoy that archetype and it's kind of just fallen by the wayside. It's just not good enough. They recently buffed Agony. So like Agony into Frankie Raye, into like a Hulkbuster. You could do a Gwenpool with the new Silver Surfer, maybe buff that up, you know, and then just go tall in 2 lanes, and then this doubles. Or you could bait your opponent, not even play the 6-drop. They think this was going to double, and then they don't play there, and then they get wrecked. That's another possibility. But I think this is going to be a good card. But the thing is, there's so many good freaking 2-drops out there right now. Like, do you want to? You have to really structure your deck around this card, and instead you're not playing Mr. Fantastic First Steps. You're not playing Surge. And you know all those other good 2-drops, so it's kind of getting saturated over there. It's got a lot of competition, but I do want to mess around with it in some sort of hand buff deck.
And that is exactly why I think that they can coexist, because I think you need to get this down by turn 5, not necessarily on turn 2. Mr. Fantastic and Surge, they want to be out on turn 2, obviously. This card can very easily go on turn 5. Allow it to get hit by Galacta. Allow it to get pumped by Gwenpool. Allow it to get drawn in through Fastos. Allow it to do all the fancy pants stuff that we're doing with hand buff style decks, right? And I think that Frankie Raye has a couple of different approaches. You can get her onto the field of play, try to buff her. You can do some like fancy stuff. Like here's a great idea I had, right? Okay. Turn 2 Frankie Raye, turn 3 Cosmo, and then you do like the Nomura package. It just goes hard. Goes massive, right? You follow up with the Odin on Nomura because the Odin procs the Nomura effect first. It'll get the double after the Nomura power is applied. So we can get into like the 30s or something insane. You can also do the same with Symbiote Spider-Man. You can merge Symbiote Spider-Man into Frankie Raye, play a 6-drop and get the juice. Conversely, you can also use Symbiote Spider-Man to double proc on the Nomura with the Odin if you have that combo too. Like there's a lot of different ways you can approach it. However, I think that you hit on what was awesome. I think that like Agony is great on curve, right? Even some of these buff decks, they're playing Chavez, But I really don't think Frankie Raye needs to be out on turn 2. I think that this is the kind of card, if you have Gwenpool and you have Galacta, you can play this on turn 5 alongside a 3 cost and set up a turn 6 play that makes sense. It might even just be Galactus first steps, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting me even more excited about this card. Like the Namora astral projection sort of stuff. I've been seeing a lot of that with like Odin, and you have Lasher in a lane, you have this in a lane.
Oh yeah, Lasher's amazing in those decks, yeah.
Dude, you almost just win the game. If you get this in a lane, Lasher in a lane, you do Namora, and then you Odin?
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy.
That's almost like, that's because Lasher goes crazy. He goes, he's 12. He's essentially 24 power in his lane. Frankie Raye, similar. What should be 26? That's great. And then you hit an astral projection. Ironheart becomes better with this.
Yeah, Ironheart on curve as well. And the thing I like about that deck with Namora, now obviously there's a lot of players who might not have Namora because it's not been something that's been like demanding attention. But there's a lot of ways that you can, like, on a budget, actually sub cards out and still make that Namora deck work. Like, if you don't have Lasher, for instance, and you draw Frankie Raye, you could literally, this is absolute cope, but it's a good example. You could literally use Colossus. You could throw Colossus into a location. It can't be Shongered. It can't be Shadow King. It just sits there and just absorbs the power from Namora. Cosmo does the same thing. It's impossible to interact with Borderline. So, like, there are so many ways to make that deck work, even if you don't have all the fancy pants cards, which I really do like about it. But dude, I think Frankie Raye is going to be my top of the season. I'm not willing to go 5 stars. Oh man, I almost want to go 5 stars on Frankie. I'm going to go 4.5, which is basically my way of saying this card is a banger, but I don't think it is going to be like a disruptive force in Snap. Like, I don't think this is going to be like the card that everyone's like, why did they add this shit to the game? That's, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be that. It's not going to be like OG Loki. It's not going to be, I mean, I don't even think it's going to be as prevalent as Mr. Fantastic First Steps. Maybe. No, maybe. I don't know.
Nothing's as prevalent as that.
I know, but I think this is an amazing card. What do you think in star rating wise?
I would say like a 4. It does have a lot of weaknesses. Chi.
Yeah.
And Shadow King are very popular in the meta, especially Shadow King right now. A lot of people doing Invisible Woman Shadow King to just counter the end of turn meta that's happening right now. So if you play Frankie Raye, someone just goes Invisible Woman Shadow King, they win your lane. And they ruin your game plan. So just because Shadow King is so popular, I think he's going to absolutely just crush Frankie. But if your opponent doesn't have Shadow King, you just win, maybe.
I will tell you, and this is so I lurk in your stream a lot. I actually really enjoy it, mostly for all the swearing. But like what I really enjoy about it, I'll tell you, is there is a significant difference in MMR brackets, right? No, I'm like mid-range. Mid's a good name for it. And then we have you, often near the top echelon. You and Dara, you guys are absolute chads up there. And I will tell you, when I'm watching your stream, I notice a lot more Shadow King. I'm telling you, and I bet you a lot of people agree with me, Shadow King is not nearly as often played as you dip into more mid-ranks, like some of us like to kind of, just tread water. So that might be a high MMR problem up there.
It might be. It's very different up in the higher ranks. And yeah, you're probably right. It's a very different meta. I kind of want to pull up the numbers real quick of how popular he is. Would you be comfortable saying your rank?
My rank? I don't even know what it is. Usually I'm hovering between like 6 and 10K, 6,000, 10,000.
Okay.
In that range. If there's Twitch drops, I get much higher. I get into like the 2000s range because I actually play the game more.
Grinding. Yeah. I'm
grinding because I'm just online. Yeah. During Twitch drops, I'm often hovering in the top 1,000. The highest rank I've ever been, and I even got like I think they sent us an email at some point, but like the highest rank you were last year in Marvel Snap, highest I was 51.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that was on a Twitch drop day, and I was like grinding hard, so I don't know.
That's really
but I don't often get that high. If I'm playing consistently, I'll be in the top 1,000. So
right now, in the top 50%, which is 25,000 and higher rank.
Yeah.
53% of players are playing Mr. Fantastic First Steps in their deck. The second most played card becomes Invisible Woman first steps at 30%. Shadow King is at 19.6. If you do top 10%, Shadow King's in 27.5. So almost an 8% jump in play rate. Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. And then if we do all ranks, like if you're just infinite but not top 50%, Shadow King becomes 17. So he is less popular the lower rank you get, for sure. So maybe Frankie will be unchecked for a lot of players.
Are your cats kissing?
And then she'll be fine. He's probably cleaning her.
Oh, that's the wrong end. Oh no! Avert your eyes.
Avert your. No, that's normal for cats, I reckon.
That's okay. Now they're kissing, kind of. You know what? This is inappropriate. Oh, Dekkster, you can't allow this to happen. I'm gonna get demonetized.
He's just licking her ear. It's actually really important. She's so bad at cleaning herself, and he's really good at grooming. So,
do you know what's funny? The framing on like my Discord call is slightly wider than what the audience sees. So I'm seeing. I think I see just enough that it's like borderline offensive. They just see the top half.
Yeah, they just see from they do see I'm looking at what they see and what's actually happening.
We'll let you guys be creative with your thoughts. But anyways, that's Frankie Raye. Dekkster and I both loving Frankie Raye. This is going to be a card that I'm extremely excited for. I would say this is my card of the month. There's one other, ironically, a Series 4 card that I think is going to be insane, but Frankie Raye is definitely up there. Now we have the Fallen One. The Fallen One here, a Series 5 card that reads as a 5/5. On reveal, set your max energy equal to this card's power. Would you like to
Can we go back up to Frankie Raye for 1 second? 1 second. Let me look at Frankie again.
You want to look at Frankie again?
Okay, I'm done looking at Frankie. Let's go back.
Okay, that's quality content there.
Okay. No, I read the text again. I think these might go in the same deck.
Yeah, you think
like
so?
The handbook sort of thing? Yeah, dude. With like Galacta. What if you did Silver Surfer, the new Silver Surfer, into Gwenpool, and then it buffs like your Fallen One and your Frankie Raye, and then you slam Fallen One on 5, and then the next turn you have 9 energy, whatever. You could play Frankie Raye and your whatever, your Odin or whatever you want to play in the same turn. You could play Galactus first step.
That's a good call.
Galactus first steps and Frankie Raye in the same turn. Then you're not even cheatable. Maybe you've thrown priority. You've only won 1 lane with your Herald. Could be good.
So what star rating are you thinking about for Fallen One?
I guess I have to give it a little bit more thought, but I think he seems a bit cracked in this sort of hand buff stuff. And because I'm so excited for a hand buff shell, like I'm desperate at this point. Like I don't even care about like how good a card is sometimes. Like I just want to have fun. I want it to like enable some like a different shell of cards that has just not been prominent for a while. And for me, like that's what I want. So like Fallen One, I might give a 4 as well. Maybe I'm super overhyping this.
I'm with you, man. I have 4 written down. I'm with you.
Yeah, at the moment, people can't really cap your max energy, right? There's like Mobius and stuff. So being able to hit this with a Gwen, maybe even like run a Koye and stuff like that, he can get pretty big. Even if you're getting a 5/8, then he has a bigger body. He's a 5/8. He's been juiced up. But your next turn, I guess you got 8 energy, an additional 2. I feel like he has to be larger than that. You get him out early.
That's the problem.
Hit him with the astral projection. Or maybe you magic. You have an extra turn to juice him up, or you also have an additional turn with additional energy. I don't know.
The only problem is once you say astral projection, you're already kind of like drifting into Copeland a little bit, right? And then so I was with you until then. So I do think Fallen One is gonna be good from like a combo perspective. Why are you giving me that look?
I feel like astral projection kind of goes in the decks with Frankie.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't think so? But like Namora, Frankie sort of stuff. Okay, maybe I'm coping. But he also looks very astral. Maybe when they made astral projection, they were.
You talking about his pecs? His pectorals look astral.
They do. They do look astral. I've never referred to someone's pectorals. Oh, avert your eyes.
So it's the fallen one
He
that's
doesn't
going to get us
leave.
demonetized.
He doesn't leave much to the imagination. Yeah, I guess. Okay,
He
maybe
reminds-
Astral Projection's Cope. Okay, maybe it is Cope.
You know what this reminds me of? The fallen one. I know this is really random, but this reminds me of the scene in The Lion King when Simba's talking to his dad in the stars. Doesn't he look like a lion? Like, doesn't he look like Mufasa in the stars?
A little bit. Yeah, I could
see it?
I could see it. You're not crazy.
Okay, now that we've said all that about the Fallen One and nothing actually of substance, I will say that like buff decks are going really hard right now. You got like obviously Surge, Mr. Fantastic First Steps, Gwenpool Galacta. They're all fantastic. The only concern I have is like if this guy's not buffed up, you're basically punting turn 5. This is a 5/5. At best, they'll see he gets hit by one Gwenpool. He's a 5/7. Yeah, you're going into turn 6 with extra energy, but also you played a 5/7. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be more than that. Like you need to have a much higher threshold as to like what's acceptable. And that's where I get a little nervous. I think that this might be one of those classic situations where I'm almost really excited about the card's potential, but I think the floor is really really low. I think this has the widest delta of the month between the ceiling and the floor. You know what I mean?
I think there's going to be some cheesy line that we're not really thinking of, like an Agony. Buff it up with Ironheart. You got the Lasher or Frankie in another lane, and then on 5 you slam this on Agony, and all of a sudden he's 12 power because you hit him with Ironheart and you have the Agony down or whatever. Or maybe you do have an additional turn because of magic and you hit him with the I don't know with something with the Galacta and the Gwenpool, or Symbiote Spidey into this could be kind of crazy, especially if you can Agony and then Symbiote and then do this. But then it's like maybe you should have just played a Nimrod. He's almost like Sarah adjacent, but he's not not Mobius-able.
I like the Symbiote Spider-Man idea because getting that second on reveal is huge, right? Like that's really going to dip into that extra energy. And then the question is though, like your hand and your deck has to be designed to like, oh, I got 12 energy. Okay, like what do I do now? Oh, I'm still just playing what I was going to play on turn 6 anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it has to be like, I don't know, the deck building considerations here. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the deck building side for this particular card yet. But I do see the potential and I feel like it's probably going to be good. Like someone's going to cook something with it. Like, do you kind of agree? Like someone's going to do something cool with it. It's just a matter of getting there and figuring out if it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential, this one.
You want to talk about Cosmic Ghost Rider before we get into our seasonal Series 4 cards, which, by the way, one of my favorite cards of the month is in the Series 4. We have Cosmic Ghost Rider. Dekkster, Cosmic Ghost Rider is a Series 5 card, which I'm trying to frame appropriately in the screen here. And the Cosmic Ghost Rider reads, as a 5/7, on reveal, remove the text from front row enemy cards here. What are your general thoughts on Cosmic Ghost Rider?
He's going to be cracked. He just ruins people's lives. He's unhealthy for the game. Another card that I'm just scared of that is going to be really not fun to see.
Yeah.
I guess you could like Cosmo to stop him or whatever, but he's kind of like Red Guardianing your front lane. He does cost 5, which is quite a premium. Like your card has to be really good to be a 5 cost, and this does that. He's really solid. Like imagine just destroying a Captain Carter lane or something like that. It's bad.
This is my second 4.5 of the month, but for different reasons. Like this is definitely a 4-star card, and I can see it kind of going high. I can see it having one of the highest meta shares of the month. And it's not, thank God it's not a 4 cost, first of all, because by golly, what a disaster that would have been. It is a 5 cost. I think part of the issue was that Glenn and the design team, they sat down, they said, well, we need to make 5 costs better. Right? We take a power off Zabu, we take a power off Gwenpool, we take a power off Galacta, but you know what? It's the 5 drops that feel weak. Well, you release the thing, First Steps, which ultimately was a pretty solid 5 drop. I think most people can agree. And now you have the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Now, here's the fun thing. Hey guys, thanks for buying the Agent Carter season pass. Get wrecked, Agent Carter, right? Like it's like, I think that this is so hard. I'm way more scared of this than Stardust or whatever the hell his name is. This card scares me more because I think that this can naturally be put into your deck with almost no consideration. This doesn't need to be offensive. It doesn't need to be defense. It's always just a good play. There's always going to be something to hit. And your opponent plays cards because those cards do stuff. Disabling them all two of them is absolutely wild. If you thought Red Guardian was bad, this guy's worse.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be, I think, really frustrating to see. And I think he's going to steal a lot of cubes because you could just also play him on the last turn and kind of just shred your opponent's front line, and he might just solo carry a lane. It's kind of like Juggernaut. Sometimes, he just steals 8 cubes because you're like, I win. My opponent doesn't expect Juggernaut. I auto win this lane. Like, this is going to be similar to that. He does cost 5. But if you play him in a deck that has like a good 1-drop, imagine just slamming this down and playing a demon. Like, you win.
Yeah, it's true. And it does pump Surge. It pumps Mr. Fantastic first steps, Captain Carter, a lot of stuff that'll be sitting in the front line there. The only thing is, I guess, like Fanta would have, like, by that time done its damage for the most part. Like, you're basically just alleviating one additional proc for Mr. Fantastic. But, like, yeah, this goes hard now. I have a question. Is this a Patriot buff?
I mean,
is that cope?
The silver lining. It's a bit cope because your Patriot's probably in the front line. He's gonna get.
He's in the front line. Patriot's in the front line. Well, at least Prodigy's not.
Yeah, Prodigy will be in the back.
Just cope even harder. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a scary one. I think he's gonna be really frustrating. I'd almost give him a 5. But I'm hesitant to. Ooh. But I feel like these numbers are so silly, man. Like, you don't actually know how good a card is until you actually mess around with it.
But that's
maybe I just give it maybe I'll be a coward like you and I'll say 4.5.
That's the spirit. Okay, first of all, I want you to know that, like, the only people that take the star rating seriously is everyone watching and listening, because they hold us severely accountable to them. So just know that. I have still not let down. Like, if I've gone low on a couple cards, and literally people have not let it go for like 3 years. So just rest easy.
Yeah,
sir.
I'm not a financial advisor. I think this is like a 4. But
all right, you're dropping down to 4.
It might be a 5. I don't know. It's a 4.5. But like, maybe it sucks.
I will say that this card art is both ridiculously stupid and awesome at the same time, and I'm not sure which side it really is.
It's omnibusy. Have you seen my omnibusy?
What? I don't even know what word you're saying.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Dekkster's gone. For the audio listeners, Dekkster is now getting back in his chair. He's now back in focus. Oh my gosh, what is that?
It's my camera's flipped, but it says Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool.
It's a thick omnibus. You don't have one?
Are you saying an anthology?
Omnibus.
I've never heard that word before. Is it just because I don't read lots?
An omnibus is like a collection of comics, right? So it'll have like, it's a comic book. Like all the...
So is it any different than an anthology? Is an anthology just like the written word, not a comic book?
I have no clue. I've just always heard omnibus. It's called an omnibus.
I suspect that chat in the comment section will let us know. What is that? That is, you know what, that thing on the right, I wish I never saw. That's offensive. On my right, your left, if you're watching. All right, excited. I'll have to check that out, man. Maybe I'll have to buy one. I got to like investigate them because I've been wanting to read more comics. The only comics I ever read are the same ones. I just like reading the same ones. Do you like reading comics? Can I make a suggestion to you?
Sure.
Kang, Only Myself Left to Conquer. It's my favorite comic. It's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. My absolute. Have you not read it yet?
No.
If you get the opportunity, I promise you, Kang, Only Myself Left to Conquer is God tier. Absolutely God tier. And that is going to take us transitioning into the seasonal series of 4 cards. We have a couple cards here to talk about, including a high voltage card and Air Walker. 2 of the cards will be released on day 1 alongside the season pass in Redshift and Terrax the Tamer. Firelord comes out August 12th for some reason. And then we have the Air Walker as well. Dekkster, we're going to get started with Redshift. And this is the card that I have been most excited for in the Series 4 here. Redshift, I almost want to give 5 stars, but I'm only going to give 4.5. You know what? These 4.5s this week are not good. I've never done this before. I've never given so many half stars in my entire career as a Marvel Snap caster. This is bizarre, but I'm going to do it again.
I missed the last 5 minutes of what you were saying. I was looking at King the Conqueror, Only Myself Left to Conquer. $16 on Amazon, only 7 left in stock.
No, it's okay. You don't have to listen to me. Sometimes I tune out of Cozy too, and then he asks me a question. I'm like, yes.
Okay, Redshift. What do I think about Redshift? I think he's going to be really good, especially in Agatha.
Hell yes, Agatha's back, baby. That's like the only note I have. Black Knight / Ghost Rider / Agatha is back. Let's go. That's my note.
Yeah. I think it's going to be nasty in that. It's so good. And then it gives you a random 6, right?
Yeah, we haven't even read the card. Do you want to read this one out for the people? Give them like a really nice OnlyFans voice. Come on.
Redshift. On reveal, discard the leftmost card in your hand to add a random card with the same cost to your hand. Is that good?
Yeah, you didn't say the power.
It's a 2/3. He's a 2/3. I don't
do the voice. Do the voice.
2/3. 2 energy, 3 power. Series 4 card. Redshift.
Okay, now describe him.
Very muscular. little left to the imagination. 2 swords. Kind of ugly. But that's all right.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like how he's like, I'll put the helmet on, but not the shirt.
Yeah, he said I gotta show off this fantastic body I've sculpted. I'm just gonna wear a helmet and pants. Maybe he skipped leg day or something. Why is he wearing pants at this point?
It's true. It's true. Just so you're suggesting he takes the pants off as well. That's the Dekkster variant. Just no pants.
Well, he's got something to hide. I think he should have put on more mask.
Well, of course you have something to hide. That's why you wear pants.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I was implying like legs, not like a phallic object.
Wow, now we're really demonetized. So, I mean, I don't want to like build it up too much, but is this just an Agatha card? Because usually discard goes to the right? Like swarms and apox and stuff. This guy's attacking the left side. So is it just purely Agatha? What do you think?
No, I think he's good in all discards. Maybe I'm missing something. I feel like he's still going to go in other stuff. Sometimes you draw cards and they're on the left. Sometimes, I mean, the cards you draw are on the right, but your opening hand, maybe the card you want to discard is on the left, is what I mean.
It's true.
You want to get
it's
rid
true.
Of.
So you redshift. So like, let's say you redshift on reveal, your Apocalypse is on the left. You redshift. He jumps to the right where you blade him on the same turn on turn 3. So turn 3 is redshift blade. Boom, boom.
Perfect. I'm gonna call it C3 discard, Swarm Gambit redshift, Cerebro. That's it. Mystique, maybe.
Luke Cage.
I don't know.
You play Luke Cage?
Yeah, but he doesn't have 3. I mean, it was kind of a joke. But the thing with C3 discard, which I've tried a lot, which is maybe
that's a sentence no one has ever said.
It's like you need Blade to hit your swarm, and sometimes he just doesn't. So I'm most excited for a C3 discard to mess around with this. I don't think it's going to be a great deck, but I think it'll be a fun deck. I think this guy is going to be best in Agatha. Is he going to be in some sort of like Khonshu deck? Maybe. I mean, discarding a Khonshu and getting an extra 6 cost is kind of cool. Maybe some sort of big 6, maybe even put Isan in there at that point.
Because it'll pull that card, right? I want to mention something because I know that Agatha obviously does not see much play at all, and there's a lot of people that are watching that or listening have not really played Agatha. It's important to note that one of the key strengths of Agatha is not just the power, but the fact that she is an additional card in your hand. She's like the only original Chavez effect we have left. Like she's the true deck thinner of Marvel Snap, where she starts in your hand. She's an extra card in your hand. And so Redshift discarding that, it technically thins your deck outward, right? So that's one thing about Agatha that kind of gives her a little bit of an appeal.
Yeah, it's effectively like an 11 card deck, and that increases the odds that you will find Redshift. So if you are doing Black Knight Redshift, you're almost guaranteed like a massive Blade.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that's going to take us to the next card in Series 4, which is Terrax the Tamer, a 3/3 that says on reveal, for each location, shuffle a rock into the losing player's deck. I actually think this is pretty cool. I'm going 3 stars here. Like, I'm not like crazy excited about it, but I don't think it's a bad card. I think it's like a mid to decent card. And I think it's going to go well with the Fantastic Four first step decks. You're giving me that look like Alex is cracked. That's okay. Let me finish because I'm already going to talk about the Galactus first steps, which I know you hate already. Terrax the Tamer, I suspect, might go good in these initiative granting decks that want to be very aggressive, that want to win locations for the Galactus first steps. Because if you're playing aggressive, if you're playing Squirrel Girls and doing all this stuff for that Herald, Terrax the Tamer might just pump 3 cards into your opponent's deck.
Do you remember Rock Slide?
I do remember Rock Slide.
Or like Korg?
Yeah, those cards exist, yeah.
I feel like they're both better than this, even in their current state. I think this sucks, man. I think this card's like really bad. I wish it was a 3/4. Like Dark Hawk. I miss the Dark Hawk, man. Like he's not there anymore, and it's because they destroyed Rock Slide. And this is like we got Rock Slide at home. You know, he used to be.
So you're saying this is
3/5
Slide?
Well, he used to be was he a 3/5? Am I coping? Was he a 3/5 or a 3/4 that put 2 rocks in?
I don't remember. I think he was a 3/5 because he was a 4. He was a 4/5 first, right? Rockslide was a 4 cost, got dropped down to 3, and then got neutered
He
a
started
bunch of times.
3/3. I don't even know. But this most time, best case scenario, obviously you're putting 3 rocks. But I think the usual scenario is going to be like you give them 1 rock, maybe 2 rocks,
And you pump 2 into your own deck.
And you're also shuffling your own deck. Maybe there's some sort of synergy with with Howard, where you could see your top card and you don't like it, so then you play Terrax and you shuffle it. That's the only thing.
Some of the most insane cope I've ever heard in my entire life.
I think this card sucks. I think it's really, really, really. I give it a 2.
Okay, I have one line that I thought about. It's a bit of cope. Listen, for what it's worth, three's probably maybe too high. Okay, Darkhawk turn 5, turn 6 Mystique Terrax. Yeah?
I'd rather have Rock Slide down, you Darkhawk on 5, and then you do Mystique Grandmaster.
Why not do that too?
Because that's too much energy. I mean, you can run Grandmaster, Rock Slide. You can run it all. Maybe it does go in a Darkhawk deck. You're just adding even more rocks.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess. Korg, Terrax, rocks. I'm going to have to try it with the Grandmaster.
Rockslide, yeah.
I just wish he had another stat. 3/3 with shuffling a rock is just not good in this meta.
Especially when he's trying to win a location too, right?
You have to be winning the location. Yeah, like what if he won his location and also shuffled in a rock? I think that'd be a little bit different.
Turn 3, Silver Surfer first steps. Turn 4, Terrax the Tamer. Boom. And you played Squirrel Girl turn 1 and some other bullshit turn 2. And so basically you have all initiative and you just like double pump 6 rocks into their deck.
The more you talk about this card, the more I want to give it a 1 instead of a 2. I feel like it's so bad, dude. I don't know.
Okay, who's better, Terrax or Baron Zemo?
I think Baron Mordo is even better, but I would also say Baron
meant
Zemo.
Mordo. I totally said the wrong Baron.
I think Mordo might be better than this.
Wow. Okay, Terrax the Tamer or Galactus first steps?
Galactus is better.
Boom. There's a win for G-Man. There's a win for G-Man.
This is the worst card we've seen today.
I think Firelord's worse than Terrax. You think Firelord's better?
Okay. Firelord. A 4/6 on reveal, revive one of your discarded or destroyed 3-cost cards here. No, I think he's better. He's also Series 4. Wait, is he, or was a card above
Tamer's
him?
Series 4. These are all Series 4. We're on the Series 4 side now.
Series 4. Okay. Yeah, I think he's actually good.
What? With who?
With the other card we're gonna see,
Air Walker.
When this is
destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from the deck.
Yeah.
You want to talk about these two together?
Yeah, I think they kind of work together.
Okay, so Air Walker is a 3/3 that reads, when this is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or your deck. And Firelord, for a reminder, is a 4/6, so the curve works. That says, on reveal, revive one of your discarded or destroyed 3-cost cards here. So in theory, you could Kid Omega, Airwalker, Firelord, and get it all into some giant infinity loop.
I think these are somehow going to work in a Phoenix Force deck and actually be good.
So you're saying use the fire. So you're using Airwalker as a tutor to pull the Phoenix Force out, or to pull Mr. Negative. No. You want Airwalker to sneak a card out, like that 4-cost. You need the Phoenix Force. You need the the Mr. Negative or whatever. You think it's an additional line as a tutor, essentially.
Yeah, to play a 4/3, but also he's got maybe Dormammu.
Okay, that's fair.
Dormammu's probably good with him as well. And then there's a pretty good 4/7 that was printed this season as well.
Screw that card.
So I feel like maybe that could be good. Maybe I'm coping, but yeah, I feel like Phoenix Force is always very close to doing some cheeky stuff. Maybe Firelord like isn't necessarily great with it. Like reviving one of your discarded or destroyed cards. Does he really earn his spot in destroy?
I gave both these cards 2. I'm skeptical.
So you gave Terrax
a
3?
I think Terrax. Oh man, this is where I know. See, this is where Alex can go off the rails a bit. I think Terrax might see more play than Firelord and Air Walker.
Really?
There's a chance. Not a big chance. Maybe it's because I'm just really hoping to play Darkhawk again. I really want to play Darkhawk again. I really want to. And maybe it's a little bit of cope here. Like, don't get me wrong, all these cards in the grand scheme of things suck schnuts compared to some of the other ones we've talked about today. Like, these are dog water compared to some of the cards we've talked about today. But like some of them. But like, I don't know, man. I think 2 stars is probably fair for Firelord and Air Walker. What do you think?
Oh, I can't help but feel like this is going to be cracked somehow.
Like someone's going to figure out the secret cheat code?
Yeah, like this could pull back a discard 3. You can target your discard and then pull this back. Like, is that... I feel like that's got to have some sort of cheeky interaction that I just haven't thought of yet. So maybe that's the problem.
So you're saying it's like the red shift into discarded something 3 cost that comes back with Firelord.
Yeah. Yeah, like a card you want to discard or eat, and then you just bring it back. Like, that's good. But I guess I thought Elixir would also be kind of cracked, and no one really plays them that much.
Wait, hold on. So. You thought Elixir was going to be good?
Yeah, with Kid Omega.
And you've been making fun of me this whole time about my evaluations of cards, and you went high on Elixir?
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, the making fun of you part. I think Elixir's good with the Black Panther Kid Omega stuff. I think no one's actually given.
It's because honestly, like when I didn't buy Kid Omega, and then when Kid Omega finally came out, I added it to my collection and then just never played it. Like, I literally have not played a single game of Kid Omega.
I feel like he's just like a poop stain on my my collection, even though like you can get him in a pack now. I just don't want to mess with him. It's like he's been skunked on. Do you just throw him away?
Yeah, for the same reason why, honestly, like I've not been playing, despite the fact that I'm like one of the biggest Evo fans on the planet, I've not been playing much Clown Car because like it's just the connotation of playing Fantastic Car. Like, you play it and people just rock at you, and it's like, I feel it, man. I feel it in my soul. Anyway, so you're higher on Airwalker and Firelord than I am, but you know what, sir? This has been an incredibly long podcast, and should we mention? We got to mention PAX before we end it. We got to mention PAX. Because you and I will be at PAX Prime, will we not?
Oh, I thought you meant like Snap Packs. Yes, we will. Is it PAX Prime? I thought it was just PAX West.
PAX Prime was the original name. Cool people call it PAX Prime.
I guess I'm not cool.
PAX West Seattle. Yes. So Dekkster and I will be at PAX West Seattle. Perhaps keep an eye out in our like YouTube community feeds or Twitter or whatever, because maybe we'll do potentially a little meet and greet. Right? A little meet and greet if you guys want to hang out and hug.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking with Ryan Hartman, but he's, I guess he's like busy or something. But
possibly one of the busiest guys we know, yeah.
We might do a meet and greet, or maybe not. But it'd be like embarrassing if the line was like 5 people,
It's just me signing your chest.
We could do that. We could just sign each other's chest.
And just call it a day. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Why are we even doing a meet and greet at all then? We can just arrange that on our own time.
We could just do that in the hotel.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. I'm glad this was done publicly. This conversation was done. These plans were best made public. This is fantastic. But yeah, we're gonna be at PAX Prime. If you happen to be going, Dekkster and I will be there Friday and Saturday. And keep an eye out on our socials, because there might be an opportunity to do like a little meet and greet or like a signing or something like that at some point on Friday or Saturday. We're still trying to organize that. But outside of that, guys, I have to tell you, honestly, how much I appreciate Dekkster. Because Dekkster took time out of his busy schedule at the last minute to come on this podcast. And honestly, this has been a refreshing opportunity to talk Marvel Snap with an absolute god gamer, one of the highest ranked gamers in Marvel Snap. Dekkster, you're a funny guy, but you know what? You're also incredibly talented, and that's not necessarily something that I think you don't really pump your chest about. You don't really talk about your rank and your skill, but you are legitimately one of the most talented card game players I've ever seen. And I watch your stream all the time, and I'm continuously impressed at how good you are at this game, and how literally how critical you think about individual plays, how well you describe them. And if you're not subscribed to Dekkster on YouTube or on Twitch, if you don't follow along, I have links in the pinned comment and the description down below where I implore you to check out his content, because honestly, dude, you're one of my absolute favorite creators. I told you this when we first spoke back in was it December when I did that spotlight on creators video when Snap first launched. I told you I used to watch your Hearthstone videos, dude. And so when you came into the Snap world, I was excited because I knew you from Hearthstone, and now you're here. And dude, I think that you've absolutely crushed it. So thank you for being on this pod. But most importantly, guys, you got to check out Dekkster if you haven't already. He's legit one of the GOATs of Marvel Snap. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We sincerely appreciate you guys listening and watching this Marvel Snapchat podcast. It really does mean a lot to us, and we'll see you next week.